Maya, that's your first. I said track. Maya, you should be tracking the board and writing. Underline prisms. Today we're focusing on only shapes that are prisms. Prisms mean that the shape has the same top as the bottom. Tomorrow you're going to look at a pyramid. Does a pyramid have the same top part as the bottom? No, it's got like a point at the top. So that's not a prism. For all of today though, you're going to see something that look like this, a prism. Your key points today, the volume, not surface area. The volume is the amount of cubes that can fit into a 3D object. If you opened up this box and started putting cubes inside of it, you would find the volume of this rectangular prism. The formula for the volume of a prism is the product of the area of the base and the height. Area of the base and the height. Your formula looks like this. We're going to be writing this a lot. V equals B, the area of the base, times the height. So B is the area of the base, and H is the height. Put that away in your pocket, or you can give it to me. When you get an answer, the volume is measured in cubic units. So you're going to have some number for your answer, and then you're going to write units. But instead of squared, we're going to have a 3. This is called cubed. So your answer is not units squared, it's units cubed. Volume is always going to be having a 3 at the top of your unit in your answer. Question? Pardon?
This is already confusing.
It's a different thing than surface area, so there's just a lot of different things that I'm throwing at you this week, or last week and this week. But for today, let's just look at a problem. I think it'll be a little less confusing. The volume of this rectangular prism is this formula, the area of the base times the height. Write B times H. Your base is a rectangle. What is the length and the width of the rectangle, Blake? This base on the bottom. What? 8 and 6. How do you find the area of this one rectangle? Just that bottom part, Leighton. What's the area of a rectangle? Length times? Yeah. So 6 times 8. 6 times 8 whole class? 48. So 48 was the area of your base. You just found B. What do I have to multiply next? Base times Camden. The height. What's the height of this, Grant? 15. So you just found the base. 48 times 15 is your next step. The area of the base times the height. That's your answer. 48 times 15, calculators in hand. Silent hand up when you got it. Thanks, Adi, for being on task. Ready to go. We got 4 hands. 5, 6, 7. Adi, what's the answer? What's the unit? The unit would be in yards, and every time you have volume, you put a 3. It's called cubed. Say yards cubed on 2. 1, 2. Yards cubed is how you say it. Yards cubed. 720 yards cubed is the volume of this rectangular prism. Let's look at a triangle. For the volume of the triangle, your formula is the same. The area of the base times the height. Only this time, whenever you have a triangular prism, I want you to think of the base as always being the triangle parts. It looks like the base is like this square down here, but for triangles, it will only work if you like flipped this on its side and were to make the triangle be the base. Triangle is going to be the base, and let's find the area of that. What's the formula for the area of a triangle? It's on the board under the flag. Track the flag. Is there? It says area of, then you have a picture of triangle. What's that formula? Camden. Great. So let's look at the base and the height. What's the base of the triangle? Blake. Okay. What's the height of the triangle? The height's a 2. As an arrow pointing to the triangle. This line isn't that it's split into 2 triangles, it's telling you the height is 2. So then you divide it by 2. In your calculator, plug in 5.5 times 2, divided by 2. What's the answer? Bryden.
5.5.
Yeah, it's going to kind of cancel the 2's and give you 5.5. What is the height of this triangular prism, Maya? It's 4. Yeah, if you flipped this on its side, the height would be 4. Since the triangle is the base, the height is the other part of it. From triangle front to back is 4. Multiply it by 4. 5.5 times 4 is your answer. Grant, what is it? I think you got it. 5.5 times 4? Did you just guess? I heard the answer, I think. I heard 23, but I think you're a little bit off. What's 5.5 times 4? Yeah, you were 1 off. I thought I heard 23. Units is inches, and it's not just inches or inches squared. It is inches cubed with a 3. Volume always has a little 3 at the top. Before you head to the next one, no, we're not going to talk about that actually. Big idea. For triangular prisms, you always use the triangle as the base. If you have a triangular prism, you never use the square as the base. Even if it looks like a square is the base in your picture, you always like pretend to flip it on its side and the triangle is the base. You tried these. No, we need example 3 first. Yeah, let's do example 3. Okay, what type of shape do you have? A triangle prism or a rectangular prism, Bryden?
Rectangular prism.
Okay, so rectangles say take the area of the base, multiply by the height. What are the 2 numbers for the length and width of my base? Carson. Yeah, we have fractions this time. Let's see how that makes things a little bit trickier. Volume is going to be area of the base times the height. Let's try to get the area of that thing. Carson, you said it was 3/2 and 4. Shiloh, what do I do with those 2 numbers to get the area? Yeah, multiply 3/2 times 4. How do I multiply a whole number by a fraction? I can't use a calculator. Layton? Yeah, let's make the 4 into a fraction and try to multiply it. Can I cross cancel anything? Grant, go ahead and cross it out. Good. That's a 1, that's a 2. 3 times 2 is, whole class? 6. 1 times 1 is Grant, this just simplifies to what? 6. What do I multiply the 6 by, Maya? We got the area of the base. Now the height is 1/2. So I multiply 6 times 1/2. I have another whole number times a fraction. Make the 6 into a fraction by putting 1 under it. Maddie, can I cross anything out? Yeah, let's cross cancel to make things easier. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. Multiply across. What's my answer? Blake. Or 3. Your volume is 3 centimeters. What? Cubed. Not squared, not just centimeters, but cubed. There it is. Try 1 and 2 on your own. You have 2 minutes. Go. She asked before you. And wait. And he asked before you. Sit down. Sit down. Did you have to use the restroom? Yeah, wait. If you don't have this formula on your paper, write it right now. V equals area of base times the height. V equals area of the base as a capital B times the height. Do you have any question? Do you want to do number 1? Okay, Leighton. Number 1, really quickly, is base times height, which for the area of the square is just 4 times 4, and then you multiply that by 4. This answer would be 16 times 4. Isabella, what'd you get? Yeah, and what's the unit? What types of units are used to describe the volume? Cubed, so it's feet cubed. Number 2, we have a triangular prism. The area of the base is not 12 times 9. What did I do wrong if I put 12 times 9 times 5? What was my blunder, Bryden?
You're supposed to flip the triangle on the side, and because of that, it would become 5 times 12.
The base is the triangle part, not the square. Even though, or rectangle, this looks like the rectangles in the bottom. You always use triangle as your base if it's a triangular prism. You should have on your paper, a lot of us are skipping this part. You need to have this written down. If you are just using a calculator and you get done with all bronze today and you go to grab a homework, I'm going to give you a blank sheet of paper and having you go down to write what you wrote in your calculator. It doesn't help you just to speed through it. It doesn't help me to have you speed through it. I need to see what you're actually writing. 12 times 5 is, Leighton, divided by 2. Maya?
30.
All right, there's your area. What's the height of this thing, Maya? We used 5 and 12 for the base. What's the height? It's 9. So whenever you get the triangular prism area out of the way, look for the other number, and that would be 9. 9 times 30 is 270. What types of units are used to describe volume, Brayden? What type of units do I use to describe volume?
The square thing.
It's not squared, it's
Volume.
something not squared, it's cubed. So I'm going to use meters and then put a 3 above it. Cubed is your answer for number 1 on partner practice. Flip the page. What type of units are used to describe volume? You should have that answer. It's either a 3 above it or it's called cubed. The formula, write that down, and then talk to your partner about the difference between volume and surface area. You got 10 minutes. Pencil up. Anyone not have a partner? Blake? If you want a partner, raise your hand. I'll get you one. Go. Blake, do you want to either scooch your chair over and work with Josh and Grant? Yeah. Yeah, take the chair over there by Leighton. Yeah, just grab that chair and move it over. That's fine. I guess there's an empty one there. That's cool. I just thought it might be kind of hard to move it up. No, you three are working together. That's fine. Yeah, you 3 are working together. Yes, grab the chair. I just thought it might be hard to move it over there because it's kind of narrow, so it might be easier to just move that one. It's fine if you can move it. It's notches. Lowercase b means just base, capital B means area. So if you're putting a lowercase b, that's not exactly. So go back and put the step-by-step process for everything else. No, the H is lowercase because it's the height. The B uppercase just means it's